Bowl champion offensive lineman Landon Dickerson was going to be playing football again. Remember, this is something that does happen with the big guys, especially after you win a Super Bowl and get paid a lot of money. You kind of, your body's beat up. It's a tough job. How much longer do I want to do this? Got family. I'm missing a lot of stuff. Do I want to remain committed to ball? This happens a lot to a lot of players, especially at the offensive line, defensive line position, because they're hand fighting each other and their bodies are gigantic and their joints are always sore and they have to be heavy for their position. So if you've already won a Super Bowl and made a bunch of money, there's a chance that you're going to wonder, do I want to sign back up for this? There's a lot of offensive linemen that have those conversations, and there's a lot of offensive linemen about 2 days before camp, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, that happens. So Landon Dickerson of the Philadelphia Eagles coming out and pondering what his future looked like wasn't a surprise. And we are very happy to announce he's signed a brand new deal.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Here we go, Lando.
A revised 2-year contract at around $36 million. He was previously due $39 million in 2026-27, but can hit that with 2027 incentives. He's due $15.7 million this year and is no longer under contract in 2028. So here we go. This is a big-time move for him. Congratulations. And he's going to be playing. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. They got kind of quiet, made some moves. Everybody's going to hate them until they win a Super Bowl again. Once they win a Super Bowl again, if they win a Super Bowl again, you'll be celebrating for 24 hours. Everybody's going to hate them again. That's a fascinating existence over there in Philly, and I certainly enjoy the fact that Sirianni's in charge of it all, but they do need to win or it's going to get so loud over there.
Yeah, and the offensive line needs to get back to what it was when they did win, because it seemed like that was, and injuries are definitely part of that, but you go from Saquon having maybe the most special running back season in the history of the NFL to every week kind of like, hey, the Eagles offense looks like shit. But again, new offensive coordinator, all that kind of stuff. So I would expect that the Eagles heard everything. Sirianni kind of just took that all in, and he's going to have one hell of a message for the boys when they return.
I'm excited to see what Sirianni is this year. You know, him popping off to the crowd, awesome when they're winning.
Oh, yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Everybody else hates it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody else seemingly hates it. We really enjoy the way, because it seems like he is able to rally the boys.
Philly.
He's able to rally the boys. Philly gets loud about it because he's not doing things a similar way, but he does seemingly have an ability to bring people together. Will they ever win? The NFC's only getting better.
Yeah, you got an A+ on the report card as far as head coaching goes, and Big Dom had nothing to do with that. But this is also kind of the benefit of when you miss out on some free agents, like, hey, you have more money. Now you can take care of your own guys. Like, Dickerson's not the only one on that team that needs to be paid a little more. You could say, I know Devonta Smith, he's probably nearing an extension as well. Like, now how he can take care of the guys in-house, and how good is that for vibes within the team, too, when you're looking around and you know, like, hey, the better I play, the more money I get. Like, we saw Jalen Carter showed up to Jordan Davis's extension press conference. Like, those are also great things for Philly.
Yeah, great news in the state of Pennsylvania. Cam Hayward's got a new big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cam Hayward, who is obviously a pillar in Pittsburgh. His dad, Ironhead Hayward, was also a legend in Pittsburgh. This guy's played here a long time, has been a staple of the community for the Pittsburgh Steelers, at and about at basically every single event. And you can't miss him because literally the thing sitting on his shoulders is the biggest in the world. Mm-hmm. This guy's got the largest head in the world. His dad might have had the largest head in the world. When he passed away, rest in peace, Cam became largest head in the world. This block is gigantic. This block is one that is loved in Pittsburgh, and this block is one that has been playing his best football here towards the tail end of his career. Kind of a James Harrison-like arc of his career where you get really great at the end of it and start dominating. That's what Cam's been doing. He's been asking for a new deal for a couple years. Mm-hmm. Some people say, hey, Cam, stop your patent. That's what people in Pittsburgh were saying.
I heard that.
I'm not saying that to Cam. Cam's a giant. Cam's been good to me. Cam beat my ass, okay? And if I try to punch him back with my virtual reality big right hook, this thing's breaking.
Yep.
Because that thing, once again, there's no real takedown of Cam Hayward. Like, punch to jaw's punching you.
Yep.
Big right hook, his temple is actually... So I want no beef with Cam Hayward ever because I'm appreciative of him. But a lot of people in Pittsburgh are saying, shut up. Cam, enough with the pot. Okay, go to the '84 Lumber Golf Outing. Okay, go to the Pittsburgh Penguins game. Sit front row on the glass. Okay, we paid you and your family, your brother, remember, on the team, millions of dollars. Stop your bitching. Play football. That was the narrative going into last season. Cam did. Yeah. Cam stopped, played football, had another phenomenal year, and it feels like Omar Khan's taking care of him. This is a big deal for Mike McCarthy in that locker room, I think, Tone.
Yeah, I think it's huge. So back-to-back all-pro seasons
in his 14th and 15th season, I believe, in the NFL, which is just absurd. And yeah, there was some talk, there was some mumbling, some groaning when we were there last year during training camp because of, was he practicing, was he sitting out, all that. He wanted the new deal, all of that. So that went into last season. So getting this done now, this early, and having, you know, good vibes going into the season with Coach McCarthy in his first season is really, really good. And you have one of the pillars of the organization for Coach McCarthy, who's been there over a decade and a half. All around good situation, and he's been the best player on that defense last 2 years by far.
Yeah, and once again, playing his best ball here the last couple of years, and it seems like he's only going to keep going. He obviously, Ohio State, great. I don't know if you've seen Matt Patricia. Biggest deal in history of defense coordinators.
Whoa, pretty big.
They like him. Taekwondo. Well, DaCosta, general manager for
I didn't know you were talking
the
about
Baltimore Ravens, came out and said...
DaCosta?
Yeah, DaCosta, exactly. He came out and said that he was more gutted than anybody else about what happened with Max Crosby. Here's him speaking yesterday in a very dejective manner.
I mean, I understand it. You know, I understand it. We live in that age of skepticism and people question, especially people that don't really know me or know the Ravens culture and the Ravens organization. So I understand it. As I said at the beginning, we've got a responsibility. I've got a responsibility to the Ravens, to this community, to our fans, and to Steve Bisciotti to do what we think is best for the club. And that's what we always try to do. Every decision we make is based on this idea, is this the best thing for the Ravens? It's very, very challenging. Again, I understand how people might, maybe from afar, would feel that way. But nobody's more upset about this than me. Gutted by it, actually.
Gutted.
And so
Sure.
a big regret for me. But we will move on as a football team, and I think there's many, many opportunities for us to grow as a team, to become a better team, to build a roster, and to be the team that we want to be.
I believe
Easy as that. He's gutted. I got a responsibility to these people. Okay? I got a responsibility to the city. Jimmy's Famous Seafood. You know the crab legs? They ship nationwide. I got a responsibility to him and his family. I got a responsibility to Bisciotti, and if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Did you know that he was hurt whenever you brought him in? It's not about now. It's about what we projected in the future with what we saw in the scans. It's like, is there another way to do this so that this doesn't come out publicly? Because it feels like this has never happened at this high of a level before. I think that's the kind of the shock and awe. Because Dr. Chow came on. He was an NFL doctor for a long time. He said that is a move that any team could have deployed for any contract, especially during this free agency frenzy. And then they all do the escrow thing where you get a house, you put money in escrow for your mortgage, but then there's a bunch of inspections and checks, and if it falls through, you're allowed to get your money back. You don't have to get the house. That is basically what these deals are. And I guess that probably happens at the bottom half of a roster with a lot of guys that maybe are going to be special teams guys or second string guys or maybe practice squad guys. And it's like, we can't be putting $1 million in this guy. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do whatever it is after the test. But like Max Crosby, like you're signing Max Crosby who's hurt. We know exactly what he's going to be. Now, unless they are smarter than everybody else, which I mean, we shall see, I guess, with how this all works out. But Dr. Neil Elitrosh, who's done 1,000 surgeries, says, like, he's good. He's going to be back. We're going to be playing football again. I don't even know what we're talking about here. It just felt dirty from the beginning. The thing that I hate, though, is because this has happened at such a large scale, even though it's happened before and everybody automatically has a negative thought, like Trey Hendrickson, I would like to say our source are telling us that Trey Hendrickson genuinely thought he was going to play with Max Crosby. So now, was there a ploy behind the scenes to not tell Trey or not tell Max? And then once you get a deal done with one or the other, then we can kind of figure the whole thing out? Maybe. But like everybody's immediate response to Schefter saying like, hey, everybody was kind of thinking that they were going to be together. It's literally because of the scan that they saw. Maybe the Ravens and DaCosta was put up a front right there about the scans and how gutted he is. And maybe he was able to get through that. And people have lied on microphones before. And maybe they were behind the scenes saying like, hey, let's try to work a deal with both these guys. We'll tell them they're both coming. And then if we work a deal with one, we don't have to work a deal with the other. And we'll just kind of drop out. We can still drop out. We got to do that. But from our understanding, Trey Hendrickson definitely thought he was playing football with Max Crosby. And that was a huge selling point, which also might have been why that it was being said at the time. So it's a fascinating little situation with two superstars. You know, the amount of sacks he has obviously warrants conversation, being best in the league. He gets a 4-year, $112 million deal after kind of being in purgatory with the Cincinnati Bengals for the last, 3 years. That thing started at Radio Row on our show where he came on and basically backstage like, I don't want to have to do this, but I'm getting kind of screwed here. I'm getting kind of screwed here. So this is what I have to do. Thank you for having me. He goes out there. Anything that's good for the Bengals, I'm good for. If you want to trade me, get some picks for the Bengals, cool. If you want to give me a contract, we work the deal so we get more. Good, but I deserve some money. And then for 2 years, it just kind of lingered and lingered and lingered. And then he obviously gets a massive deal, so we're happy for him with the Baltimore Ravens. But I think he was thinking he was playing with Max Crosby as well. Think about I'm getting what? They're paying me how much? And I got every snap guy on the other side over there.
Almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. Which then leads to the people immediately going, well, that would have never been able to work, especially with Lamar Jackson happening. Where they're like, well, actually, they didn't get a Lamar deal done. It's like a lot of negative vibes seemingly around the Ravens right now. And they sign a guy who knows the division very well and has led the league in sacks. It's like there hasn't been a lot of positive stuff. And then the Lamar Jackson deal comes out, and it's like, that's negative as well. Tough start for Minter.
Yeah.
But I've heard Bisciotti talk one time. I got faith in the Ravens until I don't have faith in the Ravens. But it doesn't feel like a positive time to be a Baltimore Raven right now.
No, not at all. And they lost so many guys, too. Like, it's not even as if they can bring back the old band and they're adding in, Trey Hendrickson, which is great. They lost a ton of players. I think it was 8 or 9 starters in general. Now, the big one they do get back is Matabuke on that D-line, who is playing this fall, he said. But if you're the Raiders looking at this, this is incredible. This is basically one of, if not the greatest offseason for a single team in NFL history. Not to mention they're bringing in, Fernando Mendoza, who is going to be fantastic. Like, all those additions, Max Crosby, if you're going back there, he's had success without all these players. Now he has, 2 of the top 3 linebackers in free agency with Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean, who, oh, by the way, played together at Georgia, so their vibes right off the bat are great.
They are go dogs.
Yeah, they're go dogs. Quiddy Pay, this is going to be his best, D-line he's ever played with. He's playing with Max Crosby, whereas now he'll probably be much, much better. Tyler Linderbaum, Eric Stokes, all these guys that they brought in. If you're the, Raiders, sure, you can be excited about having.
And Crosby put out a tweet.
Yes.
So Raider for life, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like that's an incredible message of, I guess he spoke to the Raiders.
Had to.
I would assume he spoke to the Raiders. Everything happens for a reason. Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. It's like, well, we did hear and see that he was going to the Ravens.
So saw the IG.
Yeah, saw the IG.
Saw the photos.
Saw the
Baltimore.
Post, there.
12-minute video.
So we thought it was going to happen. But now he's like, I'm back. Raider for life. Run that shit. It's like, good for the Raiders, man. Honestly, your team is all of a sudden seemingly stacked, and your best player is back with a bigger chip on his shoulder. So if you're able to put swords aside, maybe they rework a deal with Max. I don't know what his deal looks like, and be able to figure out going forward, like, hey, it was 2-1s, dude. We're in the middle of a complete turnover. You deserve to go win. And they're able to sell it to each other. It's like, good for the Raiders. Good for the Raiders. Also good for the Bills. Big signing.
Yeah.